Hello and welcome to Bookish Brits. I'm Rex, and this month I wanted to talk about the amazing Amy Tan. Now, it's been quite a while since she's written a book, but I still think that her novels are fantastic and relevant, and I was talking to someone about them because they'd never heard of her. So I felt like I should do a video and explain who she is to you. So she is a Chinese American author and has been writing since, I think, the 80s, and likes to explore themes between a lot of them, between daughters and mothers and the relationship between them, and also classes of culture and misunderstanding. But she has this way of weaving, of storytelling that just weaves the past and the present together in a uniquely Amy Tan way. So her first book, The Joy Luck Club, and there is a movie that was made in the 90s, which is actually fantastic, follows the stories of 4 different women and the stories of their mothers. So you see the different perspectives of what they're going through and what happened in the past, and how those stories intersect and cross over with each other slightly. But it's a really beautiful book. I remember reading it as a teenager because my sister had read it, and then I'd read her copy. And even though I'm not Chinese, being Asian, I really related to so much of it and the misunderstandings that can happen between mothers and daughters and even sisters. And it resonated with me in an incredible way, in a way that few books had before. And I've read it a few times in the interceding years, and I always find something new. And I think especially as I've grown older, I find more in it that I didn't necessarily see as a teenager. So definitely start with the Joy Luck Club if you've not read Amy Tan before. And then I do have a few copies of her other books. The Bone Setter's Daughter, I found this really heartbreaking. So if you don't like sad books, don't read this. This is really sad, but wonderful. And then there's also 100 Secret Senses as well, which I don't think I connected as much with 100 Secret Senses, but it's still brilliant. Like if the rest of the books are between a 9 and a 10, this is like a 7. But I don't have a copy of, but is fantastic and quite different for Amy Tan, was Saving Fish from Drowning. And it's done from the perspective of a tour guide who was meant to be taking a tour of American tourists around China. And then she dies before the trip. So somebody else who's really inexperienced takes over, but the whole story is told from the perspective of this tour guide, and she's quite scathing and witty and has a lot to say about the things that go wrong on this trip. And I remember thinking, oh, this isn't her usual thing, but it's also brilliant and hilarious. And she's really good at her character development and her writing of people and her observation of people in all of her novels. It's just very rich, and in this one, well, in Saving Fish from Drowning, amusing, but often I think that's why I kind of describe her books as they go straight to your heart, because you'll get so invested in the people, because she makes them, you feel like they're real, and not, even authors that can do excellent character development, not everyone feels real, but with Amy Tan, they really do. So that is why I absolutely love and adore Amy Tan, and I highly recommend that if you've never read her before, you give her a go. Thanks for watching.